Living on a boat at sea forces us to become resourceful. It pushes us to reach new heights.
We got it!
Well done. High five.
So when you ask, what does an average day look like out here? Well, this episode is a visual diary.
Take it back to the boat.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, take it back. Let's see what's in there.
Okay.
So come join us. Welcome aboard our home, Takana. For the past 3 months, John and I have been learning to sail on our 50-foot yacht Takana, and we've just reached tropical North Queensland and the Great Barrier Reef, where remarkably lush forest grows.
It smells good. That's it.
Let's just try it first.
Some mornings on board are chilled.
That's really good.
Tastes good.
Is it?
Yeah.
You put some ice cubes with it.
Slow as we soak it all up. While other mornings are more adventurous. A swim perhaps, a dive with no one else in sight.
Okay, well we did a Q&A on Instagram this week and you guys asked us a few questions, so we thought we'd take a moment to catch our breath and answer some of them now. What challenges are you facing that you were not expecting when you first bought your yacht?
I think the hardest thing for me is the lack of sleep, and I think that's probably down to the individual. Christina will sleep through anything. You'd be on the reef before Christina wakes up, but I sort of wake up every little noise. I sort of like, what's that? And I get up and check, and then the result of that is you just don't end up sleeping very much. And the other person's like, why are you so tired?
And when he says other person, he means me. But to be fair, I legitimately...
Yeah, I know, you're just a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, like you...
And know that I'm doing it so you don't wake up.
That's not true. Before I went to bed last night, I said to myself, if I hear any noises, I want to wake up.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
There'll be more honest question time later, but for now we're preparing to sail 6 hours from Hinchinbrook, where we are now, to a tropical spot just north of us called Dunk Island. It's a 35 nautical mile trip.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive.
Good morning from Hinchinbrook.
Slicing through the current, we prepare to hoist the sails.
7 knots from the starboard. Okay. We are going to be motoring today for quite some time, about 6 hours. But we have a little bit of wind about, and so we've decided that we're going to try out the head sail in the Hinchinbrook Channel. Pretty wild. It's not like the ocean. It's obviously narrow, but we're going to give it a crack and see if we can, motor sail.
They're not the sail through channels, but
Yeah.
we're not most people.
Our sail is accompanied by the scent of sweet coffee.
Charles.
And petrichor, the smell of rain. A reminder to appreciate these cloudy days, because without them, how could we ever appreciate sunshine?
So we have just left Hinchinbrook Channel. We are making our way north and we are going to a place called Dunk Island today. At the moment we have a reef in the main and we have our heady out. Let's see what the controllers are saying. So our true wind speed at the moment is 18 knots. The current wind angle is just coming from behind us there from the southeast at 12 knots, and we are doing around 7 knots. Oh, it's saying 3 hours, John. Have we already been out on the water for a couple of hours?
3 hours, yeah. It's all
Wow,
2.5.
that has gone so fast.
Yeah, all the TikToking stuff, time flies, isn't it?
I did a TikTok, but it was a funny TikTok. This week's episode is sponsored by our friends at Skillshare, which is an online learning community made up of thousands of classes. So I've been brushing up on some of my skills, including personal development and editing, but lately I've been trying to keep my finger on the pulse when it comes to social media. So one of the classes I've been taking part in is Mastering TikTok with Taylor Loren.
But you may be interested in coding or web development, personal finance masterclasses, or even portrait photography. By partnering with us, Skillshare has an incredible deal for you guys. The first 1,000 people to sign up using the link in the description below will get a free trial for 1 month. So you can start learning new skills, you can enroll in as many classes as you want on the platform, and you can start getting creative. And perhaps my next class should be a cooking one.
Nothing quite like seconds.
As we were approaching Dunk Island, we heard the radio go off.
So we just heard over the radio that there is a possible sighting of a person.
The water police have received a report of a possible person in the water off a yacht inside Nelly Bay, or possibly outside of the harbour.
So we'll have to keep you posted on that one. Hopefully everyone's okay. It's a bit concerning when you hear stuff like that. Maybe we should put our life jackets on, John. It's pretty rough out here at the moment. These waves have a lot of bite to them.
And then we had a problem of our own.
Doesn't sound good at all, does it?
No, I think we've got a bit of a steering problem and we can hear this really bad creaking. See if you can hear it, 1 sec. We're almost at Dunk Island. It's just too rough for John to get into that lazarette at the moment.
Has it stopped?
Yeah, kind of.
It's because I've taken the autopilot off.
Right.
Not a big deal then.
Oh, really?
Well, it means we're not going to die. Like, it means we can still steer the boat. The steering feels good. It's probably just the drive, like the actuator where it's attached to the quadrant. I'll send you down there to fix it later.
By 1 PM, we had arrived. And when we approached, abandoned buildings confronted us. Intrigued, we were keen to explore on foot. It's a sad state of affairs, but we've noticed many beautiful multi-million-dollar resorts on these gorgeous Australian islands in North Queensland have been destroyed by cyclones. You see, hurricanes, typhoons and cyclones are all tropical storms, but the only difference is where they form. Here in Australia, south of the equator, they're called cyclones, and they can be fierce.
Hiya! He's definitely the groundskeeper. So the accommodation you can see behind us was impacted during a recent cyclone, so you can't actually stay in this accommodation and it's all out of bounds. So they have groundskeepers to ensure that no one trespasses.
I know you don't mean to, but you're blocking my view. I know you guys.
So this trek that we're doing today should take, whoa.
I think they say 3, it'll probably take us 2. It goes to the top of Mount Kutalu. It's 230 meters high. Made it to the lookout.
Long way up.
Wow.
Welcome to the very peak. We are on the top of the island.
So we heard John's answer from our Instagram Q&A a little earlier, so here's my take on your question.
What challenges are you facing that you were not expecting when you first bought your yacht? Get some. Get it.
Really?
I wasn't expecting that we would have to do huge grocery shops that would have to last us 2 to 3 weeks. Like it is.
The reason they're so difficult for you though is you insist on carrying everything rather than getting an Uber.
So from Melbourne through to Hinchinbrook or Dunk Island where we are now, we've stayed at 5 different marinas.
3 nights in Newcastle.
Yep.
10 nights in Coffs.
Yep.
1 night in Bundaberg. We did 3 nights at the Boatworks, 2 nights at Airlie. And that's it. And mostly that was to clean the boat and fill it up with water. But that's not unexpected. You knew you were going to have to shop.
No, I've never had to do a big shop like that before.
This
Ew,
guy.
what is that?
He's trying to find his way in.
Yuck, that is actually disgusting.
Damn blood-sucking Aussie critters.
What's the matter?
I've got a stitch. And I've got the hiccups. I think I've got the hiccups because of the stitch.
You know, that's just weakness leaving the body. Hiccup if you want to give me a piggyback down the mountain. You wanted to tell us about your shorts.
Well, I just think people might judge my shorts, but I've got a special connection to them because These used to be jeans, like long pants, and they had little holes in them. And when we were in the hard stand, I wore them like every single day when we were working on Takana. So much so that the rips just got bigger and bigger every day, but I didn't want to throw them out, so I made them into shorts.
Stay tuned to see how these shorts are reincarnated in their next life. Maybe it'll be a G-string.
Left of.
You always said you wanted a cat.
John misses work, don't you, babe? Can't get away from the runway. In your element, aren't you? If you were to lay right here in front of the runway, as a pilot, would you land?
Well, in Indonesia, once when I flew up to Kota Sorong, there was like, if you imagine this is the runway, there was the village there, and all along this side was the sea and these mangrove fishing villages. And the only way they could get from that side to the town was to cross the runway. They'd have a siren, and when a plane came onto tower, the tower would activate the siren to let everyone know a plane's coming. And all the people from the village would just stand literally on that side of the runway. And when we landed, there were kids playing soccer like on the grass area, like right abeam the runway. I mean, in the Northern Territory, there's always animals on the runway, like kangaroos and camels and wild horses and whatnot. So you've got to do your best. You've got to try and scare them away, and sometimes there's not much you can do. You just have to make a judgment call on it. All right, let's go get this shower done.
Yeah.
Possibly one of the best things about the island. Hot showers.
Yes, we have showers on board Takana, but we like preserving the water so we don't have to fill the tanks up as often.
Here it is.
Okay, that's enough.
Is that good?
I'm gonna have to carry that all the way into the women's bathroom.
Have fun.
Okay, I'll chat to you soon. Can you bring the towel shortly?
Yeah.
People probably think that's gross, we're showing a towel, but we're down to one last towel. So boat life, this is what we have to deal with. John's favourite is with the guy in the other bathroom.
That's cool. Sorry mate, I'm just filming this crazy looking bug. It looks just like I can't tell if it's actually a bug or a leaf.
Oh my god, they're everywhere!
This is a bush shower. Got little friends in here, like spiders and stuff.
Kind of ready for the towel, but it sounds like you're still going.
He looks just like a leaf, hey?
Before we get going to Cairns, remember that squeaky helm back here at the stern of Takana? Yeah, we should investigate that before we head off.
Full left. Here you go.
There's a little joint here, and I think it's just dried out a bit, and it was making a bit of a funny noise. So we just lubed it up, and hopefully that fixes it.
Meanwhile, at the bow under the main cabin, the Great Barrier Reef has been thriving.
So this is why we weren't getting a proper speed rating. Now if you can see all that growth.
The problem was, Barrier Reef has just decided to grow in the paddle wheel here, which is how we work out the boat speed through the water. And the reason that's important is that the boat uses that not only to work out the current, if we're in a current, but also the true wind speed. Oh yeah, there's a lot of crust in there.
Can you not put anti-foul on that?
No. Oh, you probably could. I don't know.
That's a good question. Has anyone ever put anti-foul on their speed transducer?
It has been months since we purchased Takana, but at this point, not one of our family members had been on board our new floating home because of tough border restrictions here in Australia.
Well, that was a short but sweet little stay at Dunk Island. We are already off because we are off to Cairns to see my mum, who's going to come visit us. She will be the very first family member of ours to see Takana since we purchased her. It's definitely become busier here in the anchorage as the sun's come out. It is just an absolutely glorious day today. There's still a little bit of wind around, so we're going to reap those rewards and the benefits and take advantage of it while we can, because the next 2 days are going to be just so picturesque and spectacular.
What we do need to do is just a tiny bit.
And this right here is what it's all about. Let's sail. On our way to Cairns though, we're having 2 detours. First, we're going to stay at an industrial port called Marulian Harbour, which has been operating for more than 100 years, exporting Aussie raw sugar and molasses around the world. And for our second detour...
Well, this is a little unexpected. We're currently in Singapore Airport. John and I are on our way to Athens. Cannot wait to tell you what we're up to, but this is something that we have wanted to do since we first learned how to sail. So tune in for our next episode because we are doing something completely wild, completely spontaneous, and we're going to give you a little bit of taste of what's to come in season 3 here on Christina's Travels. So stay tuned.
Still got the hiccups. Here you go, try this. So what you got to do is you've got to drink water that way, like forwards. Yeah, that's it. Drink, 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 drink. See how that goes. Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go, good remedy.